بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. So I want to create for you some sort of cheat sheets to essentially summarize all the basic notions we're going to be working with and to create a really nice condensed summarized form of the tables for you to memorize. So if you watched the last video, or if you have some rudimentary understanding of Arabic, you'll remember that we went through pronouns, the past tense, the present tense, and then we began with some nouns. So now I'm just going to create one table for the verbs with all of this stuff put together. Okay, so let's create enough space here to do this hopefully. So remember with our pronouns we have huwa, the most basic one. Huwa. This is masculine, and you have the feminine, which is here. Try and create enough space for all this. Then we have the plurals, and hunna. This is the third person. Then we have the second person, right? This is he and they and them. Second person is you. Enter for man, anti for woman. And the plurals, antum and antunna. Finally, the first person, ana and nahnu. Hopefully this is all legible. I'll put over here as well singular and plural. Singular, plural, singular, plural. So you see that we actually have three dimensions. It's like just as there are three dimensions of space, there are three dimensions of language, of verbs. Three things going on. One is the dimension of person, third, second, first. Am I speaking from within myself, speaking addressed to you, speaking about you, anta, you, or speaking in the third person, huwa, he, it, that. In If you've studied any other grammars, especially Western grammars, usually you begin with the first person, with I. The most basic pronoun is the I pronoun. In Arabic, it's actually the other way around. The most fundamental and basic pronoun is he, huwa. And this concords with our understanding of being, the oneness of God. God is huwa, he, or simply that, it, the one, right? It's not necessarily gendered. Every other pronoun in some way is derived from this fundamental pronoun, huwa. And I explained that. So the most basic verb is therefore huwa fa'ala. So I'll put past in red over here. Huwa fa'ala. Again, I've explained what's going on here, so I'm just going to write them out. Huwa fa'ala, hiya fa'alat. Hum fa'alu. Fa'ala means to do. He did, she did, they did. Hunna fa'alna. I don't think I gave this last time, but I'll just give it here for the sake of completeness. Anta fa'alta. Fa'alta. Antum fa'altum. Anti fa'alti. See, very easy. Ta, ti, tum, tunna. Anti fa'alti. Antunna fa'altunna. أنا فعلت. فعلت. نحن فعلنا. One thing you're going to notice in Arabic is to carefully distinguish long and short vowels. You have fa'alna and fa'alna. And in general, in words are going to be very different depending upon whether it's a short or long vowel. For example, you're going to have, see fa'il and fa'il. Fa'il, fa'il. Sha'ir, sha'ir. Hamid, hamid. So just something to be aware of, but as you gain more experience, this will all become much more intuitive. And as I keep saying, that was the past, the present's going to be here. Don't stress yourself out over this. Just by immersion and constant repetition, and as I said before, love of the language, you're going to pick all this up naturally. It's going to become fluent and natural to you. Some people get it quicker than others. That just depends upon, past experiences, natural just intuition of language, but also your personal life, whether you have a really open, free mind. If you're stressed out, the best thing you can do is just to devote as much energy, not necessarily time, but mental energy to studying Arabic. And that simply concords to what you want and to your love of the language. Anyway, huwa fa'ala, he did, huwa yaf'alu. In general, all you need for a verb is to know the past and present for huwa. Fa'ala yaf'alu. From that, you can derive everything else. So huwa yaf'alu, here, taf'alu. تفعل هم يفعلون يفعل يفعلون هن يفعلن فعلن يفعلن. If you just spend time with this, you're going to spot the patterns yourself. Just consciously go through this with repetition and concentration, and you'll really feel the patterns. أنت فعلت أنت تفعل تفعل أنتم تفعلون يفعل يفعلون تفعل تفعلون أنت فعلتِ. So you're going فعلت فعلتِ تفعل تفعلي تفعلين تفعلين. أنتن, so it's هن يفعلن أنتن تفعلن. أنا, so it's يفعل هو يفعل أنا أفعل 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 نحن نفعل نفعل. There you go. Memorize, 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 master this, and really believe me, this is going to open up all verbs for you. Let's just give you a few examples now. Let's take some really important popular verbs which come up a lot. هو قال يقول قال يقول 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 should be a joint there, but anyway. قال يقول past present. So هو قال, let's go here. فعل فعلت قال قالت فعل فعلوا قال قالوا فعلنا فعل فعلنا قال قلنا. You might ask, why is there a dhamma there? For now, you're just going to pick these things up from experience. At some point in a bit, I'll give you all the rules so that you've mastered verbs completely. But yes, at this stage, you might make a few vowel mistakes here and there. You might say qalna instead of qulna. I'm going to say, don't worry about that. Just through constant exposure to the language, if you're constantly, for example, studying and reading the Quran, you're going to naturally gain all this stuff. In fact, if you, For example, if you memorize a decent portion of the Quran, what you might find is that this is actually very intuitive. Many of you will have known that it's for example, huwa qala ana fa'ala fa'altu qala was like how do I add the to qaltu qultu ana qultu. So if you've read the Quran a lot, you'd actually maybe remember this. Ana qultu qulna anta qulta anti qulti. That's qala. Again, I'm not asking you to master this now. It's just to see that just from this alone, you're going to get 80 to 90% of verbs from here on onwards just by matching it on and guessing what the vowels are. هو قال يقول. That's to say. One of the most frequent words in the language. Let's do to walk. I'll give you one more. To give. To walk is going to be masha. Masha. So you might know that this is an alif maqsura. It's masha like an alif, but the alif is written with a ya. Why? Is because so it's masha yam shu sha masha yam sha is yam shi. This ya without dots over here gives it away. It's yam shi masha yam shi. Why don't you give the yaqulu? Easy. Fa'ala yaf'alu yaqulu yaqulu taqulu يقول يقول يقولون يقول so it's يفعل يفعلن يقول يقولن يفعل تفعل يقول تقول right تفعل تفعلين تقول تقولين تفعل تفعلون تقول تقولون. Same thing, you just follow the pattern exactly. Again, with maybe a few minor touches here and there. As I said, don't worry about that too much at the moment. مشى هو so فعل فعلت مشى مشت فعل فعلوا مشى مشوا. Right, you want to go مشوا, but you say مشوا. فعل فعلت مشى. How do you go فعلت مشيت? Because there's a hidden yeah there. مشى مشيت مشيتي مشيتم مشيتن. Easy there. فعلت مشيتو مشينا. So what you actually notice is there's only two things you need to know for even for the past tense verb. If you know how to say fa'ala and fa'altu, well, everything else can be derived from those. You might get confused, it's huwa qala. How do I do that? The ana. If you just know ana qultu, you know how to do qulta and qulti and qulna and qultum and so on and so forth. That's verbs. One more. A'ta. A'ta. يعطي. أعطى يعطي. هو أعطى هو يعطي. He gives, he is giving. Or he gave, he gives. So أعطى فعل فعلت. أعطى أعطت. فعل فعلوا. أعطى أعطوا. فعل فعلت. أعطى أعطيت. فعلت أعطيت. فعلنا أعطينا. هو يعطي. هو يفعل هو يعطي. هي تعطي. يعطي تعطي. يفعل يفعلون. يعطي يعطون. يفعل يفعلون. يعطي يعطون. أون. هو يفعل أنت تفعل. هو يعطي أنت تعطي. يفتف. See, you just rhyme and make these changes. Again, through practice, you're going to gain the ability to do all of these. So if you want some practice, just try and fill out the tables with these verbs. See if you can start to get them. And in general, you're going to start going a very long way just by this alone. So memorize this, master this, and verbs from here on out will be much, much easier. That's verbs. If you remember the noun stuff we did, so we had indefinite and definite. Today, let's do the verb book. So a book and the book. And it can be the subject, it can be the object of a verb, or the object of a preposition, or also in possession. So it's going indefinite is kitab. Kitab bun. Kitaban. And kitabin. Right? We have a table for nouns just as we have a table for verbs. This is called conjugation because we're conjoining, joining the pronoun to the verb. This is called declension for nouns. Declension where the noun is declining. It's like it's going down from kitabun, kitaban, kitabin, according to the state. It's like, I can be standing and then I decline. I can, like in prayer, there's qiyam, I'm standing, then ruku', I bend down. Then I bend even more down and I go into sujood. So it's like a word can be in qiyam, can be in ruku', can be in sujood. Kitabun, kitaban, kitabin. The different postures that the word can like stand or rearrange itself. And in fact, the Arabic names for these are raf'a, like halatul raf'i, al-nasb, and al-jar. Rafa'a means to raise up. So this, the subject, actually means when the noun is raised up. See, declining is going to go down now. Raf'un. Nasbun means to put something up. Like there's a difference between being up and being put up. It's a bit lower. Like in the ruku', when we're bowing down, we're bowing down, but we're not completely bowed down. It's like we're in between the two. That's the noun in the object. It's between being all the way up there and being the subject, the head of a sentence, and being like the object of a preposition, which is when it's going to be brought in to express a relation, where it's like at the bottom. Kitabin. Kitabun, kitaban, kitabin. Definite, you just add an al. Al kitab, right? And all you have to remember is that there's no un. Un is for indefinite, the tanween. So it's al kitabu, al kitabah, al kitabi. And that's it for now. So again, learn all this. Let me give you another noun. Let's say, let me give you this word. The word is kalima. Kalima, kalimatun. So take kalimatun and again create this table for it. Decline the noun. That's all we need for nouns, and that's all we need for verbs to really actually begin really understanding the language. So this is what I've given you thus far. Master this. Let me explain some of this. I'm going to give you a few things. First and foremost, the subject. If it's the subject of a sentence, it's just here. Like we went through last time, alhamdu. Alhamd, praise. So it's alhamd, it's the praise. And it's alhamdu, subject. We're speaking about praise. The praise is. There is no word for is in the Arabic language because you don't need it. Alhamdu is lillahi, for God. Li, for Allah. Lillahi. Alhamdu lillahi. So the name of God is going to be the object of the preposition li. Right, li is a preposition. Allah is connected to the preposition. To connect the noun to the preposition, we have to use this preposition case. And the name of God is definite. It's not a God, it is the God. So Allah, He, not in. Alhamdulillahi. That's your preposition, right? Preposition here. You have the noun. That's one way. Possession. How does that work? So we say the book of God, or you can say God's book. So God's means of God. You see, even in English, the word is changing because it's God is possessing the book of God. It's being attributed to God. So to say of God, that's where this case comes in. So if you want to say the book of God, book is kitab, God is Allah, of God is Allahi, book of God, kitab Allahi. Now, what's kitab? Is it, you want to say the book? So is it kitab or al-kitab and kitabun and in? So two things over here. This is called, in Arabic, idafa. For now, let's just say possession. In Arabic, you call this idafa. Idafa. When you have this construction, the idea is you're joining these two nouns together as if it's becoming one single noun. So if I had kitabun, it's like the tanween, the un, is separating the two nouns. So I don't want that. Also, saying like al-kitabu, Allah, it's like the two separate nouns. To join them together, what we do is you want to say the book, but it's not the book, it's the book of God. So also we change this word by taking away the alif lam and taking away the tanween, just to kind of join it together. So it's kitabullahi, kitabu Allahi. And now, is it u a e? That's going to depend according to the sentence. Again, this might sound a bit confusing at the moment, but I'm not asking you to master this at the moment. No, you're going to master it, inshallah, just through practice, just through exposure and seeing this. And especially when we start going through verses of the Quran together. But as long as you understand that, there is this table of declension, what it's doing, why the noun is going to change to express the different meanings, the different states of the noun, then just through many, many, many examples, it will become clear to you. So you've seen so far how the subject works. Alhamdu, prepositions. Alhamdulillahi, how possession works. Kitabu Allahi. Let's do verbs, the object of a verb, and put everything together. Let's do this. Last time I also gave you a few examples. We spoke about the light of the star. Now we're going to together write out this sentence. I saw the light of the star. Let me help you out here. Say huwa ra'a. Ra'a, to see. He saw. Light was nur. Nurun, light. Star, najm. And that's all we need. What I want you to do now is try to conjugate this verb and to decline these nouns. And it's a slightly tricky exercise, but see if you can actually form this sentence in Arabic. So feel free to pause the video here and make sense of this. Coming back, let me help you a bit now. So I want to say I saw. He saw is huwa ra'a. So it's huwa ra'a. I'm going to say ana, I saw. It's going to be ana So if you remember the masha, this will help you here. I want to add the to ending. It's ra'aytu. Ana ra'aytu. I saw. Ana ra'aytu. Let's work on this now. Light of the star. Light is nur, star is najm. So light, I'll say here, I saw light of the star. Light is nur. Star is najm, and it's the star. And najm. Hopefully you remember that. It's like Kitabullahi, the book of God. Kitabu Allahi. So by analogy, it's Nuru an-Najmi. Except what's this going to be? Ana ra'aytu, it could still be, we know it's an-Najmi, we know that. We know that it's Nur and not an-Nur. We know there's not going to be a tanween, it's going to be Nuru, not Nurun. But is it still Nuru, Nura, Nuri? So now come back over here. Declension. Is Nur the light of the star? Is it the subject of the sentence, the object of a verb, or the object of a preposition or possession? Hopefully, you can see that this is going to be the object of seeing. I saw the light of the star. أنا رأيت نور النجم. If you just wanted to say I saw light, it would be nur run. So if you get confused about this, what you can do is pretend the possessive word is not there. Let's take away an-najm for a bit and just imagine we're saying I saw light. What would we say? It would be ana ra'aytu nuran. I saw the light. Ana ra'aytu an-nura. And then you just add in an-najmi. And as you add in an-najmi, take away alif lam, take away tanween. Now, putting all this together, we can really just dive in and begin to understand Arabic. What we do now is, and this is the cheat sheet. Over here, you have your verbs. Over here, you have your nouns. And then you have a few examples. What we're going to do now is a few things. What you need to do is master like this, the heart of Arabic, we said, the heart and spirit of Arabic. That's something no one can give you. It must come from yourself. It's not to live and embody these tables and literally start to see them around you. Alongside that, you need to learn words. You don't need more grammar now. Really, believe me, you have enough grammar for a long time. I'm not going to bombard you with grammar for a long time. When we do grammar, we can do all of the grammar you will ever need. And really, we can do it very simply and easily, inshallah, after you've gained familiarity with just exposure. What you need now is to learn words. You just need to learn many words like nur, najm, ra'a, learn all the main verbs, and start to just expose yourself to Arabic. For most of you, I imagine it will just be through reading the Quran. So what we're going to do is we're going to learn the main words of the Quran. Really, the main words of Arabic in general. You know, you have something called the 20-80 rule, the idea that, in fact, there's an even more radical thing of like the 5-95 rule, that, 5% of words account for 95% of usage. Yes, there are probably millions of words in Arabic language, but most of the times, the stuff you actually see are not like really heavy, rare words. They're going to be the basic words. Think about how basic these pronouns are. Huwa, hiya, ana. But they account for probably half of the words in a sentence. In the Quran, you have a few words which really make up most of the Quran. If we learn these, you're going to really start to actually understand the Arabic language almost natively. Believe that. So this is not a long way off. This can be done in a matter of weeks or just a few months. You can really be understanding Arabic in a few months. And look how simple this is. People say Arabic grammar is hard. I completely disagree. I think Arabic grammar is one of the easiest, most beautiful systems of grammar anywhere. English grammar is harder. Take that as someone who studied both very deeply. English grammar is harder than Arabic. Arabic grammar is not hard. In fact, it's beautiful and easy. That's what you need at the moment. We're going to learn the basic words. That's on your part. Then what can we do together whilst going through the Quran? Going like living Arabic, studying the Quran. And that's where I can come in and I can basically, verse by verse, just kind of make sense of things and introduce the new concepts that you haven't seen yet. But that's just to guide what really is an independent activity. As I keep saying, Arabic, the journey of learning Arabic, is a journey of discovering oneself. It's an inward journey, a spiritual journey, and no mere academic or mental exercise, something much deeper than that. And it really is as simple as this. Two things for you to do. I've given you the heart of Arabic. I'm now going to, in another video, give you the main words and help you memorize those very easily. And then all it is just going through Arabic and doing both things in tandem. Inshallah, I really believe in a month, in 2 months, you're going to see amazing progress. You'll really begin to understand the Arabic language within 2 months. Imagine that. Inshallah, and I pray that God again cleanses and purifies our hearts to study the Arabic language, so to attain his knowledge and closeness, so to worship him, which is the ultimate reason why we do this. I'll leave this video here, and inshallah, very shortly, I'll have a few more out for you.